Hello, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to KYP Live 46th Anniversary Special. Ayan, nandito na tayo sa Studio 53. Finally, dream come true. Ito na po ang ating, we are broadcasting live here sa Studio 53, dito sa UAP Headquarters. And okay, this episode po ng ating KYP Live is actually the last day. Ito na po yung final set of the past national presidents na i-interviewin natin. At you know what, in the past episodes nga, ang dami nating napulot, ang dami nating natutunan sa ating mga past national presidents, and dun sa nauna nating guest nung Monday, yung ating mga founding fathers who are actually our mothers. Ayan, sa ating organization. Nakakatuwa po at nakaka-inspire ang kanilang mga messages and stories, at ang dami nating natutunan about the histories of the United Architects of the Philippines, and mismo itong UAP headquarters, ang dami natin nalaman about their stories. And of course, I am Ana Gonzalez. I'm one of the UAP Coms. And with me here is the chairman of the committee of the 46th UAP anniversary, Architect Elda Magna Quinto.
Yes,
Hi, Architect Elda. Ayan, kanina guest natin si first guest host natin dito sa Studio 53, si Mr. Ted Filon.
Medyo
diba?
nakakaba siyang kasama sa...
Napakagaling and nakaka-inspire. And you know, ang pulot ko sa kanya kanina, yung information, yung very crucial yung pagde-deliver natin ng information. It has to be very, very accurate at dapat totoo siya. At yung tayo nga, or kami sa UAP Coms, tayo ngayon, kasi part ka na ng UAP Coms because you are one of our guest hosts already. Ayun, dapat wag tayong maging sensitive dahil we can't expect everyone to accept yung mga information na dinideliver natin. So with that, thank you Ted Filon for that wonderful tips na dadalhin namin sa UAP Coms. Ayan, and of course, we are also celebrating yung 100th year of architecture profession in the Philippines. Ayan, which kicked off last February 23. And of course, with Architect Elda here with us, gusto ko munang pasalamatan bago tayo mag-proceed sa ating mga guests, ang mga naging guest host natin dito sa KYP Live, na hopefully sana makasama rin natin sila live dito sa Studio 53, ano? Sila, yung kahapon, nakasama kong guest host, si Architect Jehan. Hi, Architect Jehan from Cebu Chapter. And then nung Monday, yung kasama ni Architect Pacoy, si Architect Roger Aguilar from Negrense Chapter, and then si Architect Jake Lasso, of course, yung kasama ni JP Espino nung Tuesday episode, and of course si Architect Charlene Alquiza from Cadayawan, Davao, na nakasama naman ni Van Pineda nung Wednesday episode. So if any one of you guys here would like to be part of KYP Live, just send us message at uapcoms@gmail.com. Ayan, mag-message lang kayo or mag-message lang po kayo mismo dito sa Facebook page na to. And just let us know your intent or your interest of being our guest host. And who knows, isang araw makasama na namin kayo dito sa Studio 53. Ayan, ayan, Architect Elda, how does it feel to be our guest host for today?
Nakakaba. Sobrang nakakaba. Pero carry to.
Pero caring-caring, di ba?
Kakayanin natin.
Ayan. And of course, Architect Edda, meron tayong invitation,
Yes.
webinar invitation.
Yes, this will happen tomorrow. PDC webinar invitation, March 27, Saturday at 3 to 6 p.m. It's another real talk from the notable architects being offered by the PDC, entitled The Conglomeration of Best Practices, Architects in Global Arena. This is not a usual talk about living, conquering, and being successful in foreign land. This is about giving back and paying it forward. How the synergy of innovative minds and determined hearts could help our country and our profession. As John F. Kennedy says, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. So to register for this webinar, please visit the UAP PDC Webinar Series 2020 to 2021 Facebook page now.
Ayan. So sa bukas na po ito, no?
Yes.
So kung meron pa pong hindi nakapag-register, and if you want to know the stories of our global architects, then you better register now, at nag-accept pa po sila ng registration. It's very interesting po ito. Or ang gawin niyo po is para updated po kayo sa mga webinars na free po yan na offered ng UAPPDC committees. Just simply like their Facebook page, UAPPDC Webinar Series 2020-2021. Of course, aside from that, meron tayong gustong i-announce din ang registration of the Rankitect for the NatCon, Rankitect 2, na gaganapin sa mismong araw ng ating, or parang meron siyang duration, kung kailan nila dapat, kasi virtual siya eh.
The Rankitect 2 goes virtual. So, ang registration nila, ang deadline ay mamayang
Yes.
11:59 p.m.
Opo.
And then starting 12 midnight, March 27, hanggang April 10, 2021, yun na yung virtual grace period.
Ayun.
Medyo exciting to kasi architect pero nasa bahay-bahay sila.
Oo, or
Hindi sila lalabas.
kanya-kanya
Yes.
silang, oo nga, no?
May application lang daw na kailangan,
kailangan
i-download si
i-apply.
member para makasali siya. Basta
Ganun
medyo
yan.
curious din ako kung paano.
So guys, ayan, deadline po ng registration today, March 26, right? And of course, may deadline din ng NatCon registration this March 31. So, yung mga hindi pa nakakapag-register sa NatCon, mag-register na po kayo dahil napakasaya po. Kahit virtual, at least magkita-kita po tayong lahat. And marami pong active or programs na inihanda ang committee para dito.
Plus yung registration fee doon, ma'am, 600 for those who
Yeah,
registered
di ba?
last year. Pero yung mga hindi nag-register last year, 900.
900.
So, napaka-affordable price.
Affordable. And still the same, 3 days pa rin yung event na ito. Alright, so of course we want to thank also Davis Paints. First, for their platinum sponsorship in KYP Live, and for the realization of the Studio 53, which is our communication center here at the UAP HQ, and finally the home of the UAP Comms. Ayan, thank you Davis Paints. And acknowledge po muna natin si NP Rene Heray, andyan siya and nanonood ang kanyang may bahay na si Ma'am Mercy Heray. Hello po, shout out po kay Ma'am Mercy, Doktora. Ayan. And yeah, can we play the 2-minute the video of Davies first bago tayo mag-proceed?
Choosing the right color scheme can completely transform your living space. Today, Davis Paints will give you tips on how to choose your desired color scheme. Learning how to use the color wheel can help you identify the color scheme that will fit your space. There are 3 types of color scheme to remember. First is the monochromatic color scheme, which uses different tones of the same color. Use the darkest tone to create pockets of visual interest in the room. An analogous color scheme uses colors that are next to each other in the color wheel. Create depth and harmony in a space by layering different tints and shades from analogous color groups. A complementary color scheme uses colors that are opposite to each other on the wheel. These colors are bold and high contrast. So, to keep it balanced, assign a dominant color, secondary color, and an accent color. Warm colors like reds, oranges, and yellows make a room feel cozy and intimate. But if you have a small space, cool colors like blues,
Ayan, thank you
greens,
so
and
much.
purples make it appear larger.
Salamat, Davies.
For more DIY painting tips, like and subscribe to our pages or visit our website at www.davispaints.com. Choosing the right color scheme can completely transform your living space. Today, Davis Paints will give you tips on how to choose your desired color
Salamat po,
scheme.
Davies, for
Learning how to use the color wheel
being
can
our
help you
platinum
identify
sponsor
the
for
color
Studio
scheme that will
53.
fit your space.
Of course, bukod
There are
kay
3
Davies,
types of
meron din
color
tumulong
scheme to
sa atin
remember.
dito sa Studio
First is the
53 at
monochromatic.
yan ay si Colleen dahil pinrovide nila ang ating dalawang LED TVs dito sa studio. At sila rin po ang nagbigay ng ating papremyo para sa ating raffle prizes. Mamaya, yes, meron tayong pa-raffle. So, yung mga nag-share at nag-comment ng kanilang chapter sa ating past 4 episodes of KYP Live, kasama po kayo sa ating raffle draw mamaya. Abangan nyo yan. Dapat nandito po kayo pag tinawag ang pangalan nyo to be recognized as winners. Ayan, make sure na nandito po kayo. Abangan nyo po yan later pagkatapos ng aming interview ni Architect Elda with our last sets or last batch of national presidents. Alright, Architect Elda, yeah, introduce na po natin kung sino ang ating first guest.
Okay. Prosperidad Luis obtained her BS Architecture and Master of Architecture degrees from the University of the Philippines. She obtained her postgraduate diploma in health facilities planning from the Medical Architecture Research Unit, then attached to the University of North London on a fellowship grant from the World Health Organization administered by the British Council. She is both an active practitioner of architecture, being the principal of the firm Lewis and Associates, and an architectural educator, having taught in the College of Architecture of the University of the Philippines, retiring as Dean of the College in 2007.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po.
Long time no see, ma'am. Okay, so let's start, ma'am, with our interview. The first question is, what was your remarkable or challenging experiences in UAP?
Um, I think that the most challenging experience that I had as a national president was yung pag-open ng mundo noon. Biglang naging uso yung tinatawag nating word na globalization. Dati-dati kasi, we were very parochial. And ang interest ng mga presidente, yung mga chapters natin, kung paano sila pwedeng magkasama-sama, hindi nag-aaway-away. Pero bigla na lang nag-open ang world, globalization. At architects can actually now move from one country to another across borders to practice. And yan ang dapat na maging equal ang mga Pilipino. Pag open na, ano ang qualification ng Pilipino? Kaya ang naging challenge sa akin yan, paano natin yan naharapin? Paano natin gagawing equal ang Pilipino? And I think the answer that we came up with was the professional development, continuing professional development. Kaya noon, ang ginawa namin was actually to develop a lot of modules. Inano muna namin, in-institutionalize namin yung Professional Development Center. Tapos, nag-develop kami ng maraming modules para ang mga Filipino architects makapag-specialize. So, yun ang parang sagot namin sa yung challenge of globalization. Meron pang isang challenge noon, palagi tayong nag-akaway tayo palagi, yung mga engineers.
Oo, parang hanggang ngayon
Diba?
naman.
Palagi, yung, paano ba natin i-define, ano pa ang trabaho ng architect, ano ang trabaho ng engineers, at palagi nag-overlap yan at pinag-aawayan natin. Kaya ang natatandaan ko noon, madalas kaming makipag-meeting sa mga yung mga officers ng PISE, yung mga engineers, para nga pag-usapan ito. Madalas sa umpisa, nag-aaway-away ka, siyempre. So I think that we had a little success in trying to seal the gap between these professions and defining our roles. So, yun lang. I don't know kung meron pa akong maiisip mamaya, but offhand, yan ang naisip ko.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The next question, what do you think was your legacy to UAP and to the profession?
Ang maano ko is yun na nga, yung institutionalization ng Professional Development Center, at saka yung develop namin ng maraming modules. Ewan ko kung nandun pa yung mga modules na yun eh. Ang dami-dami nun mga libro. Siyempre, minsan natatapon na yon. Pero at during my time and immediately after, maraming mga libro na makukuha ka na that would actually reveal that we have been writing books to help in the specialization of architects. Pero ang isa sa mga pinagmamalaki ko was actually the writing of the history of UAP. We wrote a book during my term. We wrote a book entitled 25 Years
Yes.
UAP. Yun. So we had a group of writers, and we wrote the book in terms of Office of Presidents. Bawat isang presidente, describe namin yung gano'n. Marami kami din-describe dun sa presidente. Siyempre, personal niya muna, yung kanyang mga accomplishments, tapos yung kanyang term of office. And by describing the term of office of each president, parang nadaanan mo na yung history. Pinakita mo na yung nakaraan at yung present at yung pwede pang maging kinabukasan ng UAP. Yun ang isa sa mga pinagmamalaki ko, yung libro na yon. Ewan ko pa kung meron pa ako maipagmamalaki, wala na yata.
Okay na po. Hanggang ngayon naman po, ito po sa harapan namin, meron pang libro niyo, yung 25 years of UAP. Yan. Ah,
Um, ano, na UAP would be more appreciated as an organization. That siguro ma-appreciate siya kung halimbawa instrumental siya sa pag-craft ng mga batas na makakabuti sa mga Pilipino. Maraming problema ang mga Pilipino na connected sa architecture. At kung tayo ay, kung ang mga arkitekto ay magpo-focus doon, baka pwede silang makatulong dahil nga kung maisa sa batas ang mga bagay-bagay na importante, then hindi mo na yun, di ba? Kung batas na siya, hindi mo na yun makokontra eh. At ano pa ba ang point ko? Sinulat ko dito. I try to be kung pwedeng mas influential din ang UAP sa ibang organization abroad. Kasi ngayon, member tayo ng UIA, so, at lumalakas din ang ating influence doon. Gusto ko pa lumakas. So, so far, yun lang ang masasabi ko ngayon. Ewan ko kung meron kang tanong na magti-trigger off ng memory sa akin.
Okay po, so ang vision nyo in short ay for UAP to be more appreciated and to be more
Influential. Oo.
Yes.
Magkaroon ng more meaningful contributions to society.
Okay, ma'am.
Tama ka dyan. Oo.
Awards night to recognize nga
Okay.
the projects no na COVID related naman ito since nag-anniversary na yung pandemic sa Pilipinas.
Oo
So
nga.
yun. So sana nga po kaisa niyo po kami Ma'am Hedy dyan sa inyong vision for UAP to be more appreciated. And ito po ay ginagawa na ng UAP National through the efforts of NP Rene Heray na simulan na mag-appreciate within.
Oo.
the
I think itong
organization.
ginagawa niyong itong Studio 53, it's instrumental towards that
Yes,
towards
ma'am.
that
Oo.
goal.
Kasi nandun na, papunta na sa pagiging influential since
Yes, ma'am.
napapanood
Yes.
na tayo live sa FB, no? Yun. So, sana nga po, ma'am, someday, ma-achieve natin yung inyong vision na yan. Ayan.
Ayan.
Thank you so much, ma'am. But this is not yet the end of our session for this afternoon. For later on, we'll be inviting you again to join us in the meeting room para sa ating mas lighter na interview later. So, thank you again, once again, ma'am.
Please stand by po.
Standby lang po kayo dyan.
Okay.
Thank you,
Alright.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. So for our next guest, he is the chairperson of the Professional Regulatory Board of Architecture. He is a 2013 PRC Outstanding Professional in Architecture, a Philippine Federation of Professional Association Excellence Awardee in the year 2009, He is an outstanding Cagayano in the field of business for the year 2000 and in the field of science, technology, and engineering in the year 2017. Recipient of the Adamsonian Award 2007, the President, Foundation for Outstanding Professionals Incorporated. He was the UEP National President for fiscal year 2002 to 2003 and 2003 to 2004. Member of the PRC CPD Management Committee, immediate past President of Philippine Association of Professional Regulatory Board Members Incorporated, member of ASEAN Monitoring Committee for Architectural Services of the Philippines, member of APEC Architects Projects Monitoring Committee of the Philippines, and Secretary General of the APEC Central Council 2019 to 2021. He is the principal partner of Robert S. Sack Architectural Design and president of RSAC and Associates Incorporated, president of Supra Steel Corporation, and Director of Saga Ventures Marketing Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Architect Robert S. Sack. Good afternoon
Hi.
po, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon to the two beautiful uncles.
Welcome to KYP Live po.
Magandang hapon sa inyo.
And happy 46th anniversary po sa atin sa UAP.
Yes. Correct.
Yes po.
Happy
Okay,
anniversary.
sir. Yes po, happy anniversary. At ito po yung question namin for you, sir. Ano po yung mga remarkable or challenging experiences niyo sa UAP nung kayo ay naging presidente po?
Yes. Actually, yung pagtanggap ko ng pagiging presidente o leader ng ating association at the time ay talagang parang intentional. In fact, I know why I accepted to become the president of the UAP. Alam ko kung anong dahilan noon, kung bakit sabi ko, sige, gusto ko maging presidente ng ating association. Because at that time, nung vice president ako, nandun tayo, yung UAP nandun sa sitwasyon na patapos na yung ating building. You know? At that time, dahil 3 years tayo na nagtatayo ng ating building, so medyo nagkautang ang ating organization ng malaki-laki. Medyo supplier, both materials and services, malaki yung utang ng UAP at that time. If I recall it right, utang ng UAP at that time was more than 30 million.
Wow.
And of course, malaki na rin ang nagastos noon ng ating association. Under then the administration of Pomioli, and of course under the administration nila our good friend Architect Eddie. So pastos na sila para matapos yung ating building. And when we are about finished, tapos na tayo noon. So medyo naubos na yung ating pondo. And so UAP had to borrow talaga ng umutang ng mga building materials and services para matapos yung ating building. And as I said, ang utang natin at the time was already more than 30 million. And it just happened that I accepted the challenge of being the president, run for it, because I was more of a businessman. Kaya ako at that time. Ang panahon ko, mas maraming ginugugol ko sa pagiging negosyante than the practice of my profession as an architect. That time I was saying I was a full-time businessman and a part-time architect. And so I thought then at that time na siguro pakikinabangan ka ako ng ating association yung experience ko and skills ko as a business-minded person, the mind of a businessman, more than yung architect, no, yung practice ko. Because as I said, I felt that the big challenge at that time, ano, is how to be able to convert UAP to become financially sound and viable organization. Ang nasa isip ko is that kailangan ang association ng UAP maging matatag sa pamimera. And so I felt that, sabi ko, makakatulong ako, lalo na kung sasamahan ako ng aking chapter, yung UAP Metro chapter. And so I talked actually with our chapter, yung UAP Metro chapter. And as you know, yung UAP Metro chapter, marami dyan ng mga negosyanteng mga arkitekto. Marami yan. One of the chapters in our organization, siguro sa hindi naman pagmamalabis, ang maraming negosyante at mga na arkitekto ay nandyan sa UAP Metro. And so I felt, ako siguro makakatulong ako if I made myself available. Kaya pag upo ko yan, ang unang kong inintindi talaga, of course, just like any other administrations, importante yung programa mo must always be one that addresses the needs of your members and the organization, UAP. But in my time, ang una ko yan na priority is yung need ng ating organization. Secondary, yung need ng ating members or the mga professionals natin. So I wanted to address yung need ng ating organization na mabayaran yung 30 million na utang at pagkatapos nito, dapat maging financially na matatag ang ating organization. And after 2 years, we have paid almost practically yung utang na 30 million. No?
Wow.
Halos nabayaran yon. Konti na lang na iwan sa 30 million na utang ng UAP. And on top of that, together with the support of my chapter, UAP Metro chapter, iniwanan natin yung ating organization as president na matatag ang kanyang pamimera. Matatag in a sense that we are able na masimulan yung UAP Golf Cup. And as you know, this time that activity of UAP earns millions every year. The other one na sinimulan namin yan with my compadres, sila Architect Pua, with the support nila Architect Joshua Uling, at saka mga iba pang mga leaders ng aming chapter. Sinimulan namin yan, yung UAP Connects, which you know, by now, and since then, and up to now, yan ang pinakamalaking income-generating activity ng UAP. In fact, I can say that the Connects, without Connects, tingin ko hindi tayo yung pinakamayamang professional organization sa bansa. Yan ang challenges na hinarap namin pagpasok ng ating administration. But with the help of everybody, umexit tayo na nailagay natin yung dapat na gawin para ang UAP sa pangmatagalan magiging isang matatag na organization financially. Even before, I was saying that UAP must be able to reach a level where it should not rely 100% doon sa support ng mga industry partner. So that this way, ang UAP pwedeng independent-minded. Hindi basta kayang impluwensyahan yan ng mga suppliers of building materials. Because UAP itself can stand. And that's why we made sure na meron activity ang UAP na pangmatagalan at ito ang magiging mga sources ng kanyang income. And so yung challenge na yon ay hinarap namin baon sa utang. Yun ang talagang aming tinutukan. Yun ang aming tinignan na solve. And I was very fortunate because the support of my chapter together with especially yung support nila Architect Analing was there. Alam namin yon nila Architect Analing at the time because Ana was my treasurer na ang kailangan namin tutukan ay yung pamimera ng ating organization. So we wanted also to control somehow yung gastusin ng ating organization because the need is there na kailangan tayong magtipid dahil malaki ang ating utang. And that's why we came up with a program during our 2 years administration that we increase our income, gross income, by no less than 10%, but we will reduce our expenses by no less than 10%. And which means, ang net effect niyan, lalaki yung ating kinikita, ang net income natin by 20%. Because we increase it plus 10, minus 10. Nagawa natin yan. In fact, at that time, we reached more than 25% increase in our gross net income ng association, all because of such program. Now, that kind of challenge was there and therefore we address it. Dahil yun yung aming panahon. Ang challenge ay paano kumita ng UAP. Ngayon, ang challenge, alam namin iba, paano gastusin yung pera ng UAP. Paano pakikinabangan yung mga kinikita ng UAP, paano ito ngayon gagastusin. Unlike in our time, kahit sila Architect Hedy, they were forced to make sure na hindi magastos because mayroong pinagkakagastusan. You know, at the end of that term, ang asset ng ating organization shoot up because to more than 100 million. All because natapos natin yung ating building at nabayaran natin ang ating mga utang. I recall when I just started as president, meron tayong pinagkautangan. I will not name anymore. At nagmamakaawa. Isa sa ating supplier, nasa hospital. Hindi niya makolekta yung utang, pinautang niya sa atin sa UAP. And that was the one that woke up us, kami ni Ana. At the time, sabi namin, Ana, let's do something dahil napakahirap yung ganito, pati yung utang natin sa mga supplier natin na nasa hospital, hindi natin kayang bayaran. And that's why we made sure na nabayaran yon. And at the end of that 2 term, as I said, more than 20 million doon sa 30 million na utang ay binayaran namin yon. If I recall right, recollection is I think we paid 25 million out of 30 million na utang.
Wow, sir.
So yun yung challenge at the time.
Gamit na gamit niyo po ang inyong business and management skills. Ano po? And ayun, and ang take ko dito no Architect Elda is yung support din ng chapter niya is malaking bagay. So ngayon, parang nakikita ko dito si NP ngayon na ito ka, 'di ba? You're same chapter with NP and you're the one chairing this UAP na 46th anniversary. So full support din ang chapter nyo kay NP and malaking bagay po talaga. So si UAP Metro chapter naman po in the case of Architect Robert Sack. Ayan, sir. Ang next question ko po sa inyo, sir, is ano sa palagay nyo ang maituturing yung legacy sa UAP at legacy nyo po sa UAP at sa profession natin?
Yeah. Okay, gaya ng nasabi ko kanina, I think yung legacy na iniiwan ng bawat namumuno ng ating organization has something to do doon sa call of the time. Na ano ba yung call of the time nung ikaw ay isang pinuno ng isang organization? As I said, the challenges now is different from the challenges that we are facing then.
Yes.
And so kung meron kaming iniwan ng mga legacy, is how we address the call of the time.
Yes.
So in my time, what was the call? The call was at that time, the need to be able na magkakaroon tayo ng sort of a recognition yung profession natin pagdating sa mga documents, architectural documents. At that time, ang hinahabol natin, dapat ma-implement yung architectural documents and architectural permits and all. I mean, architectural permit. That's one. And so we thought that there were two windows, or one door and one window. Ang sinasabi ko noon is, ang paraan nito para magkaroon tayo at makamit natin yung gusto natin, ma-implement yung architectural permits or implementation of the architectural code, let's open two possible pathway. Sabi ko, isang pathway at the time na-identify namin is a door which is yung passage of the bill, architecture bill at the time. And the other one is a window. Sabi ko na dapat yun yung sinasabi ko at that time na yun yung architectural code of the Philippines. So one that will be by way of a resolution coming from the DPWH, and the other possibility is a door that should be coming from the Congress. We were very fortunate because both pathways, yung sa Kongreso, naipasa yung RA 9266 at that time during our term, with the help of all the leaders of UAP, the likes nila Hedy, nila Yoli, sila Architect Florentino, and many more. Naipasa natin yung RA 9266. And of course, at a later time, naipasa rin nagkaroon din ng issuance ng DPWH, yung Architectural Code of the Philippines. Those two are very important issuances, law and a memorandum na binock out natin. And the other one, I would say, is right now, ang naaalala ko is that was also the time that UAP was declared by way of a resolution of the PRC na yung AYAPOA, the Integrated and Accredited Professional Organizations of Architects.
Okay.
And naging AYAPOA ang UAP, not because only UAP wants it, because all other professional organizations at that time wanted it. So huwag kakalimutan yon na during that time na naging AYAPOA ang UAP, hindi lang ang UAP ang may go. Meron yan resolutions of endorsement coming from the OWAS. In-endorse tayo niyan. In-endorse tayo ng mga iba-ibang organization. Sometimes, pag naririnig ko, because it's one legacy that we can be proud of. Minsan naririnig ko yung dapat ang AYAPOA is one umbrella organization. No, that was not the stand of all the OWAS then. Hindi stand yan ng OWAS. Ang mga organizations of architects at that time is that ayaw nila na ang AYAPOA ay one umbrella. They wanted that only the professionals will integrate and not the professional organizations. Very clear yon. Maliwanag yon na ayaw na ma-integrate ang mga professional organizations. Ang gusto lang ng mga OWAS ay to integrate the professionals. So yung idea ngayon na mag-integrate yung mga organization, that is not at all an idea. It was too far from the concept of the leaders of our profession then. So yung ganong concept, I don't think it will work. Hindi magwo-work. And so that kind of legacy will stand for a long time. Na ang UAP is an integrated organization of professionals. Mga arkitekto, hindi integrated organization of organizations. So yan, maliwanag dapat, huwag kaligtaan. And of course, kung meron tayong legacy na iniwan, as I said, the legacy that we made sure UAP is to be recognized as really the organization of all architects. And that UAP is the organization for all. And that UAP deserves, yung nga sabi ni Architect Hedy, the respect of everybody. Ang sa ngayon, then and now, I would say UAP cannot be matched, its performance. Alam natin yon na nakawalong beses na tayo na Most Outstanding Professional Organization of the Year. At sino ba ang pwedeng mag-match niyan? UAP is left an organization that is so financially capable of fulfilling its obligation internationally. Mahal ang magiging AYAPOA. It will cost you a lot of millions of pesos because of your obligations to international organizations. Hindi ganun kasimple, hindi ganun kadali ang magiging AYAPOA. May mga maliban sa maraming obligasyon, mapindi ang obligasyon financially. And UAP has that capability. At dahil very, very solid ang foundation ng UAP. Yan ang isang sinasabi lagi. I can tell you that, and I heard that many times during the pagdating ng deliberations of the most outstanding professional organization of the country. For the last 5 years, I've always said during those deliberations, at ang mga comment lagi ng mga juries and judges, they are at awe. Sabi nila, ang tindi ng UAP. Napaka-solid na organization ito because we have all the talents to lead. Napaka-creative yung mga arkitekto.
Yes.
And then we have a very strong, financially sound organization. Ilan ang organization na pwedeng magsabi every year we have reserves of millions. And we take pride in telling that to the judges. Tayo sa UAP, tayo lang sa ilan na nakakapagsabi sa mga judges, every year we have millions of reserves para gamitin para sa ating organization. So to me, my legacy is one that was the call of the time. Make sure that UAP is one that is recognized as the organization of all architects and one that the architects can rely on because it is well managed, including its financial offers. So yan yung tingin ko na pwede kong
Yes.
may pagmamalaki.
Napakagandang, yes sir, napakagandang legacy po. And yeah, agree po kami ni Architect Elda dyan na after hearing all those stories nung past episodes natin, these past few days, di ba, since Monday, ay mapapatunayan talaga natin na very solid ang foundation ng UAP. And narinig pa namin sa inyo na financially stable, definitely walang ibang pwedeng mag-qualify to be the AYAPOA than UAP. And of course, sir, tanungin ko na rin po sa inyo, sir, ano po ang inyong vision para sa ating organization? Ano yung nakikinikitan nyo?
Kanina nung tinanong nyo yan kay Architect Hedy, kahit ako sabi ko, ito na yung magandang vision para sa organization. Napakahirap mag-isip ng vision or an organization that is very exceptional. Napakahirap yon. Sabi mo, sana yung aking organization ito magiging ganito. Ngayon pa lang, ganun na nga eh. So, not that really. It's really very difficult.
Oo nga
Kasi,
po.
ito yung vision ko para sa UAP. Ngayon pa lang, yan na nga eh, nangyayari na. So, I say that because as I mentioned a while ago, during the period of yung sa evaluation by the juries and judges ng Outstanding Professional Organization of the Year, ang comment nila is, paano kaya matatalo ang UAP na maging outstanding professional? Sino at anong organization ang pwedeng tatalo sa kanila? When they are very competent leaders, competent professionals, and yet they have the money to back them up. That is not easy. Yan ang sinasabi nila. Napakahirap na kombinasyon yan. Very hardworking, very talented, very honest, good leaders, backed up by kanilang financial capability to do it. Maraming mga organization na very talented din yung mga leaders nila, very passionate and all that, but they don't have to meet the means. Tayo, hindi. We have the means. And that is the one that make us very solidly strong in any competition. Dahil all we need is the special talents that we have, the hardworking leaders that we have, and that we have we are financially backed up by good financial sources of income. And so, ang masasabi ko siguro, if ever, hindi ko vision, pero kung ano yung naririnig ko doon sa mga judges, na ang term nila, given yung ganito, na yung UAP, napakasipag, ang mga leaders nila ay napaka-creative, they have the means, they have yung resources to do it. Ang term nila, sana yung mga arkitekto, not UAP lang, yung mga arkitekto, because and their organization, sila yung mamuno sa iba pang mga professions. Sila yung keep up, mag-step up na pamunuan ng mga professionals. So, and that was basically also the reason why we in the Board of Architecture, Architect Robert Mirapuente and I, took that kind of challenge. If you will note, for the last 4 years, the regulatory boards, the Association of Regulatory Boards, very, very visible ang role ng Board of Architecture. We, right now, as you know, Architect Mirapuente is now the president of the Professional Associations of Regulatory Board, where I also handled it for the last 2 years. So, because tingin ko, ang mga arkitekto has that capability to provide yung complete na leadership, brand of leadership. Very creative. Sabi nga nila, along profession ang ginagamit ng dalawang side ng kanyang utak. Di ba mga
Complete package po.
Sabi nila, yung iba, kalahati lang, left or right. Ang choice mo is,
Either.
dito ka sa left or nasa right. But not for architects. Architects we both use, left or right.
Yes po, totoo po yan.
That's why, kung meron tayong vision, it's not anymore to me, it's not anymore for me. Because we have been doing it already. And it's not that easy to think of what is the next thing for our organization. Ang nakikita ko lang is pakinggan natin yung mga sinasabi ng iba. At ang sinasabi ng iba, pamunuan natin sila. Because we have the means to do it.
So yung vision ni Sir Robert Sack hindi na para sa organization dahil tingin niya na achieve na ng organization ito. Instead, sa members or sa mga architects themselves to be the leader of different professions. Ang galing ano? Tama po yan, sir. We appreciate that. Babaunin po namin yan, Architect Elda.
Sinabi ko na dapat pamunuan natin sila. I always say, and I agree with Architect Hedy, na of course in the past, madalas meron pa bangayan sa iba-ibang profession, especially with the civil engineers. I keep saying that it's time for us to be compassionate,
Yes.
to out to other professions because they need us the way we need them. So huwag natin kakalimutan yon. We always claim to be the leader in the design and build industry. But if we so claim, we must show our colleagues in different professions that we deserve it. Huwag tayong aruganteng mga arkitekto.
Yep po.
Marunong tayong
Totoo
magpakumbaba.
po yan, sir. Totoo po.
Okay,
Be
so,
grounded.
kung marunong tayong magpakumbaba sa ating kapwa professionals, then they will recognize us as leaders of our industry. Huwag tayong ang dating natin because we feel that we are the best profession in the design and building
Opo.
industry. Hindi na tayo marunong magpakumbaba at hindi tayo marunong mag-reach out. We should hear them, pakinggan natin. And that is the thing that I think we should do. Hindi yung tanong na vision kanina, I would rather say na pakinggan natin kung saan tayo papunta bilang arkitekto at organization, makinig tayo sa ating kapwa, lalo na yung mga kapwa nating professional in the built and design industry.
Well said po, sir. Thank you po for this first set of interview. Ito, first part pa lang po to, no, sir. Please stand by po. Kasi meron pa po tayong second part na mas lighter interview. So, tatawagin po namin kayong uli ni Architect Elda. So, tuloy po. Our next interview na po muna kami, sir. Standby lang po.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Our next guest is considered as one of the most dynamic and efficient leader in the United Architects of the Philippines. He was a graduate of BS Architecture at the Mapua Institute of Technology. He has served UAP in various capacities and positions. He was the past chapter president of UAP Manila Maharlika chapter, past district director of UAP District B2, past secretary general, past area B vice president, past national executive vice president, fellow of the United Architects of the Philippines, past chancellor of the UAP College of Fellows, and UAP national president from 2007 to 2009. He was instrumental in the continued preparation of the framework of the APEC Architect Registry Project and member of the Philippine APEC Architect Monitoring Council from 2004 to present. He was the convener of the APEC Architect Council meeting held in the Philippines last October 2010. This fiscal year, he was tasked to be the project director of Task Force RA 9266, Chairman, International Conference of Architects, and UAP representative to APEC Architect Monitoring Committee under the Office of the UAP National President. Our guest speaker is instrumental in the successful formation of the UAP Singapore chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, truly he epitomizes services above self and dedication to the architectural profession and organization. Our beloved guest wants to be called as the Action President. Let us all welcome the 19th UAP past National President Architect Medaliano Boy T. Roldan Jr. FUAP.
Magandang hapon sa kay Architect Ana, Architect Elda, sa mga sumusubaybay ngayong hapon sa KYP at siyempre sa mga idol ko na past leaders ng UAP, si tao ko, Madam Hedy. Hanggang ngayon, katuwang ko pa rin sa trabaho. And of course, my boss, kung ako ay Secretary General, ang Pangulo noon ng UAP, ang aking idol din, at ang aking hinahangaang PRC, PR Boa Chair, Architect Robert Sapp. Sa inyo lahat, magandang hapon. Una, gusto kong batiin muna kasi sa ngayong hapon na to, Elda, Ana, no? Nabanggit ko itong interview sa akin at inibitahan ko ang mga iba't ibang professional sa aking projects, no? Mga civil engineers, architect, na ngayon ay nanonood, nakalink dito sa ating KYP. Nabanggit nga ni Architect Sapp na sa ating industriya, tayo ay isang team. So gusto ko munang i-shout out ngayon, makikinig sila, si Architect Joseph Villanueva, ang aking project manager assistant, si Engineer Maki Sakamoto, and si Engineer Oros, at yung iba pa, no? Nandiyan sila ngayon, nanonood ngayon dito. Ngayon, gusto kong batiin ang UAP on its 46 existence ngayon dito, no? Ngayong araw na to. At syempre, very, very memorable ngayong taon na to kasi ito ang isang daang siglo, no? Isang siglo ng pagkaroon ng profesyon ng arkitektura. Kaya napaka-importante ito. Yung araw na yun, kasi yung February 23, 1921, ito rin yung petsa ng aking kaarawan, February 23. Kaya ito ay napakahalaga sa atin. Ngayon, sa mga nanonood, sumusubaybay ngayon, magandang hapon at ganun din sa inyo, Elda.
Yun. Good afternoon, sir. Ka-birthday niyo pala ang architecture profession. Mas nauna lang sila.
Oo.
Ayun.
Bago natin, yeah.
Joke lang sir.
Hindi ko kayo.
Bago mo siya tanungin, anuhin lang natin, ano, kanina ang first guest host natin dito sa Studio 53 is si Ted Pailon.
Yes.
Ang first guest na in-interview natin dito sa Studio 53 virtually ay si Ma'am Yolanda Reyes. At ang first guest na interviewin natin dito sa Studio 53 ay si Architect Boy Roldan. Ayan.
Na physically present.
Na physically
Yeah.
present, yes.
Okay, sir. Let's start. Katulad po ng mga questions namin dun sa ibang past national presidents, the first question is, what was your remarkable or challenging experience as the UAP president?
Well, siguro umpisa ko muna, kagaya ng mga nabanggit ng mga iba't ibang dating past national president, lahat kami ay nagdaan sa matitinding challenges sa pamumuno ng UAP. Nabanggit nga kanina ni Architect Sa na nung panahon niya nga, mabuti na lang nandyan ang UAP Metro Chapter. At even during my time when I was the president, nandyan din sila at tumulong para makakuha tayo ng pondo para mailagdag. Sa totoo lang, nung ako ay nagsimula bilang Pangulo ng UAP, nagsimula ako ng halos wala tayong pera. Kasi nga, binayaran natin yung mga utang natin at alam naman natin nung panahon na yon hindi pa ganoon ka-stable ang UAP. So, sabi ko nga kanina, real talk, napakaswerte ngayong panahon na to kasi nung panahon na yon ako po ay natutulog sa lapag ng aking opisina dito sa 5th floor. Meron po lang akong inflatable bed. Marami po ang hindi nakakaalam pero sa secretariat po alam yan. We have to have really a self-sacrifice dito po. Ulitin ko, dahil sa konting resources, at ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa general membership kasi yung annual dues ng general membership, yan po ang nakatulong sa operations po ng UAP during my time. So pag pinag-uusapan po yung challenges, napakabigat po niyan dahil nakita ko na dahil sa limitadong funds po natin, kailangan sa sarili ko ako ay mag-sakripisyo. Bilang Pangulo, ang una kong ginawa ay isinara ko ang aking opisina 2 taon to give full time to UAP. Alam niyo, yung iba nating dating Pangulo, napakaswerte kasi may anak sila, may magulang sila, na pwede silang mag part-time, no? Na lang at meron tumakbo yung kanilang opisina pero ako po ay hindi. So that was one of the challenges I had. I have to sacrifice dahil kailangan kong bigyan ng tuon, importansya, ang pagiging Pangulo. Dahil kung tatandaan ninyo, ang Pangulo ay hindi lang po sa aspeto ng leadership, sa aspeto pa rin po ng pagmamanage. So marami pa pong challenges along the way. In fact, alam din po lahat natin, meron po tayo ng kaunting problema sa ating mga kasama sa industriya dahil po sa ako po, I would like to impart this to everyone who is now listening. During my presidency, I told myself my loyalty to the suppliers, to the president, building industry ends where my loyalty as UAP National President begins. Dito ko po itinaya ang aking integridad upang protektahan ang interes ng aking organisasyon. There were a lot of challenges. In fact, during my second term, meron pong, and in fact, bago pa lang ang aking termino, alam yan na rin ang lahat, na nagkameron po ng kaso, no, tayo. Yan po ay dahil po sa kaso na final ng PICE, lamang po sa DPWH, ang UAP po ay pumasok as intervenor. Ito pong kaso na ito, hanggang ngayon po, nandyan, nasa Korte Suprema na po yan, sa dalawang provision po ng PD 1096 or otherwise known as the National Building Code, yung Section 302.3 and Section 302.4. So during my time, when I was the President, we won that case sa RTC. But of course, there were a lot of sacrifices because we have to also commit to pay our legal counsel. Kaya ang isa pong sakripisyo pa rin sa akin is I had to limit. Probably I am one of the most less traveled sa mga foreign countries kasi nga, imbis na gagastusin ko, yun po ay inilagay ko para po mabigyan ng tuon yung pangangailangan ng ating organisasyon sa mga gastusin ng ating organisasyon. So, at alam niyo naman, Elda, no? At alam yan ng ating Pangulo, Architect Hiray, isa rin po sa naging challenge at kayo po, lalo na sa UAP Cavite Chapter, yung pong pag-host natin ng 2010.
Yes.
With a short span of time of almost 2 months, we need to host the 2010 APEC Central Council meeting. Sa aking pong, again, let me take this opportunity at pasalamatan ang UAP Cavite Chapter again. At kayo, Elda, natutuwa ako sa inyo because that was one of the most challenging situation even after already my presidency. Kasi nga, we have to show the APEC member economies na ang Pilipinas po at ang UAP ay nandyan. And that was one of the most successful event. In fact, right now, tayo rin po ang host sa 2020 but we will be doing this year, 2021, at tinako pa rin po ang UAP Cavite Chapter. And of course, under po ng mga workers natin, sila Edie, Tony, marami po yan. No? Ako rin po ay nagpapasalamat. Continuous na rin po ang preparasyon natin yan. So all of these things are challenges. Hindi po isa, dalawa. Every day, when I am here in UAP, acting as UAP National President, every day is a challenge because I have to every day deliver the expectation of our general membership and of course, the assurance of what my trust noon. And yun po, sabi ko nga, real talk, no? Elda, marami po tayong pinagdaanan challenges. But of course, again, also I would like to take this opportunity because this opportunity now is an opportunity for me to acknowledge and to give gratitude to all leaders of UAP. Una, ang mga past UAP national presidents because they serve to me as an inspiration to strive more for excellence and leadership. That's number one. I would also have to go back to my own family. My own family, which is the UAP Maharlika chapter. Without also the help of my own chapter, UAP Manila chapter, the guidance of us chapter leaders, nandiyan po lahat sila Architect Urilla, Architect Balili, lahat po yan, no? The late Architect Poblete, I would not be here because ako po ay nagsisilbi lang dito, no? So, sa UAP. And of course, I would like again to emphasize that UAP is my second home. No? I consider UAP as my own family, my second family. And nandiyan lang po yung aking nakikita na dedication para sa inyo lahat.
Yan, ako napakaganda ng message sa atin ni PNP Boy. Talagang since Ma'am Ana, si Sir Boy ay last na natin na interviewin, no, na past presidents, masasalamin mo sa kanila yung passion, yung dedication, at marirealize mo that being in the position does not mean that you are becoming powerful. You have to serve. Yun yung ibig sabihin nun, no? Kasi nga si Sir, nagsara siya ng office for 2 years for UAP na wala rin naman talagang altruism. Sabi nga ni Ma'am Kayanan nung first day, no? Wala kang hinihinging kapalit in return to your service. Okay, napaka-inspiring talaga. Ang dami kong natututunan. Next, sir, question. What do you think was your legacy to UAP naman po into the profession?
Well, I would say that my legacy has just started, no, as not only during my state as UAP National President, because it is a condition, and it is something that it's a way on how you motivate people, the impact on people. That's yun yung essence ng legacy. Sa akin kasi, the word action as part of my trust is very, very significant because the word action for me has an acronym. Yung A stands for accountability. No? And when I say accountability, not only for me, but for all leaders, for all workers, officers of UAP, accountability is that when you do such any action or decide on things, as leader or as officers, you are accountable to your action. Okay? Hindi pa pwedeng mali ako eh. Hindi ko kasalanan yan. So that means kailangan nandun yung pagtayo sa isang desisyon. Alam niyo naman yung nangyari sa akin on one company. No? So nandun yung accountability ko that I have to see to it that my decision is not for me. Kasi remember that as national president, you decide not for yourself, but for the organization and for the profession. The letter C in the word action is commitment and genuine service. Wala pong sweldo tayo rito. This is a voluntary organization, commitment. But of course, bilang tinanggap mo yung posisyon na bilang Pangulo, nandun yung commitment and genuine service. Kaya nga, yun yung rason bakit sinara ko yung opisina ko for 2 years. Because I have to commit to give full time to UAP. No? Mabigat those opportunity. But again, you have to tell yourself, kung bibigyan mo naman and you will not prioritize serving the profession and the organization, you might be getting a lot of failures. So that is a commitment. Letter T in the word action is transparency. When I talk about transparency, pera yan eh. So the books are open. The general members can see how prudent I am in the expenses. I never have asked any single centavo as reimbursement for my gasoline going to my home, to the office. Sarili ko na po yan. I see to it that all of the money that we are getting from the general membership goes to the best interest of our organization and its members. In fact, sabi ko nga, maraming nagsasabi, Sir Boy, parang napaka-kuripot mo. No, I'm not kuripot. But I have to manage because presidency is not only leadership but managing the resources of your organization. Yung I is integrity. Integrity is gain. No? Hindi yan nabibili. Hindi mo yan makukuha just nandiyan lang yan. It is gain by what you try to do when you are out serving your members, going with the general membership, dealing with our friends in the building industry. Yan po ang integrity. And I think integrity is one of the features I have that I am very, very proud of. Hindi po pera lahat ang pinag-uusapan dito. Pinag-uusapan dito is you are a more principled leader of the organization in which our organization can be proud of. No? Lumabas ka man, people will respect you because you gain respect. You gain integrity, you gain credibility kapag you are doing the right thing for the organization and profession. Letter O in the word action is opportunities for membership development. I would like to acknowledge my gratitude kay Madam Hedy because during my time, ako po ang nagsimula ng hospital planning and design. No, that was more than 11 years ago na ngayon. And I made it sure na balanse po. I have 50 scholars from Mindanao, 50 scholars from Visayas, and 50 scholars from Luzon. So up to now, for almost more than 10 years, marami na pong nakinabang dyan. And last but not least is networking with industry partners. Hindi, sabi nga ni Architect Zach, hindi lang tayo ang arkitekto na dapat nag-uusap. So when we network with the design consultants, we network with our industry partners, we network with everyone who are stakeholders of the profession. But we want to show them that, sabi ko nga, kailangan din naman nandun yung respeto sa atin bilang arkitekto at nandun din naman ang pagsunod ng lahat sa rule of law. So yun po ang aking sa tingin ko, may iwanan kong legacy. But again, my legacy continues because I'm still serving up to now UAP because it is my moral ascendancy to serve UAP.
Yes. Talagang action president nga naman pala si Sir Boy.
Yes.
Ayan, speaking of network, no, yung making connections with other professionals, ang next po natin kasing question is, what is your vision for the organization?
Sabi nga ni Architect sa kanina, parang siguro tuloy-tuloy na yan. But for me, the vision is something that, if there are things yet that has not been solved o hindi pa natin nakukuha, then you have that vision and mission.
Mm-hmm.
For me, number one, I would like to see that at the end of the day, what we are fighting for the rule of law, especially the case we have right now in the Supreme Court, yan po ay will be on our favor. No? So that the right, our right as the architect, meron po tayong batas RA 9266 that only licensed and registered architects should prepare, sign and seal architectural consent documents. Yan po ang isa. Pangalawa, the vision that probably nabanggitin kanina ni Architect Yolanda Reyes, si Saim Park, and Architect Zach, Architect Hedy is part of the APEC Central Council meeting, dito po sa preparation na yan, is the global practice. Even noon po, I envision that UAP will try to continue to come up with a very, very quality CPD that is on a global context. No? Yan po ay isang, so that we will be competitive. No? Yan po ay isang vision po to continue. Kasi maaring may kanya-kanyang prioridad ang bawat Pangulo. But sana there should be in the context of vision and vision. Just like the 20 or the 10-year long-range plan, ituloy po dito yung vision that at the end of the day, again, what the expectations of architects makamtan na po natin. Wala na po yung ika nga overlapping of professions. I think, sabi nga nila, para kay Pedro, para kay Juan, magtulungan tayo ng ibang design consultants, but
Yes.
the respect is there, and also the respect on the rule of law will be there. And that's my vision for UAP. Yun lang po.
Wow, parang nagkakapare-pareho ang kanilang vision almost, no? Alright, so that's it for the interview.
Thank you.
The first part of our interviews.
Yan.
Ang sarap pa sana silang tanungin, but
Ang dami pa natin
yeah,
matututunan.
ang dami nating natututunan every time may in-interview tayong past national presidents. Ayun, pero yun nga, we have to proceed to the part 2 of the interviews. But before that, of course, we want to thank first Davis for their support to our Studio 53 by being our platinum sponsors. Yan, salamat Davis for your support.
Yes, thank
And
you,
of
thank
course, meron akong i-flag lang. Ayan. Ito pong Stoneworks. Yeah, thank you Stoneworks dahil pinrovide naman nila yung finishing materials para doon sa wall natin. Kanina kung napansin niyo yung ating lobby dito sa second floor, stoneworks finish na siya, no? Yung wall natin. Hindi na kailangan lagyan ng ibang elements because yan, inisponsoran ng Stoneworks ang pagpapaganda ng ating wall. Bagong-bago siyang tingnan. Salamat Stoneworks.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
of
then,
course, Colleen.
yes, si Colleen. Huwag nating
Sponsor
kalimutan.
namin ng malalaking LED TV dito
Ayan,
sa
nakikita
studio.
niyo sa background ni ni Sir Roldan. Yan ang Colleen TV. At dalawa po yan dito sa Studio 53. Salamat, Colleen. And of course, sila rin ang nagbigay ng raffle prizes natin for tonight. So yung mga nag-share at nag-comment ng kanilang chapter dito sa ating past 4 episodes since Monday hanggang kahapon, kasama po sila sa raffle draw later. So abangan niyo yan. Dapat nandito kayo pag tinawag ang inyong pangalan para ma-recognize kayo as winners. So salamat na muli, Stoneworks. Sa uulitin po ha.
Thank you.
Salamat. Ayan, architect, tawagan na natin silang lahat. Welcome back. Kamusta po ang inyong paghihintay?
Hindi ko nakita si Architect Roldan.
Ay,
Hindi siya kita sa live.
nandito po siya sa sa Studio 53.
Pwede ko siyang masilayan man lang kahit saglit.
Ayan, pwede bang masilayan si Architect Roldan?
Gusto nilang magkita-kita sila sa isang
Ay, si
studio.
Madam Debbie.
Yes
My
po.
idol, Robert. Mukhang pinagpapawisan ka.
Susunod.
Pwede ba silang magkita?
Ayan. Ayan, nakita niyo na po si PNP Roldan. Nakita niyo na po, ma'am?
Hindi.
Sa Facebook Live makikita. Habang inaayos po ng ating technical team, ready na po ba kayo, Sir
Oh,
Robert?
bakit ako rin ikaw?
Ayan, nakita na.
Hi, Robert.
Successful. Ayan, ganyan
Ang
na lang
ganda pala-
siguro.
Ang ganda pala ng upo mo dyan eh.
Siguro, ganyan na lang muna habang tinatanong natin sila ng sa Fast Talk para magkakita-kita sila. Alright, so Architect Elda, ikaw na muna. Pero bago ang lahat, ito pong Fast Talk na to, kung ano po yung first thing na pumasok sa inyong mind na kasagutan, yun po ang inyong isagot. You don't have to explain. Kahit 1 word or 2 word lang siya yung sagot nyo, you don't need to explain further. Yun po. So, ito na po.
Okay. Ma'am Hedy,
Paano
are
yun?
you ready? Fast talk
Fast
po
talk
tayo,
na po tayo, sir.
Apo. Unahin
Ano
ko
yun?
po
Hindi
muna
ko na-
si Fast
Hindi ko
talk
narinig yun. Elda,
po.
hindi ko narinig yung sinabi mo eh. Pakiulit.
Fast talk po.
Ha?
Mahina ba yung mic?
Sir, di niyo po kami naririnig?
Hello? Fast talk
Hindi
po.
na, ako hindi ko na medyo garbled na yung salita.
Hello, sir. Ayan, naririnig niyo na po ba kami? Hi, sir.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Ayan, malinaw po.
Hi.
Malinaw na po.
Okay, ito pong fast talk natin. The first thing that, yung unang-una pong maisip nyo na sagot, it doesn't have to be explained kahit 1 word or 2 words lang siya. Alright? So, unahin po ni Ma'am Elda si Ma'am
Ma'am Hedy.
Hedy.
Alright. Ma'am Hedy, ready ka na ba?
Sige.
Okay po.
Ako anong masabi ko ha?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, number 1. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Mabait, maunawain,
Mhm.
mapagbigay.
Wow.
Wow.
Alright. Number 2. Are you usually early or late?
Ha?
Are you usually early or late?
Usually on time.
On time.
On
So,
time.
early si ma'am. No? Ayan. Number 3. If quarantine is lifted, ano ang una mong gagawin?
Ano?
If quarantine is lifted, ano ang una mong gagawin?
Magsha-shopping.
Wow!
Sama kami, ma'am.
Sama kami. Gusto ko rin yan, mag-shopping. Okay, number 4. What takes up too much of your time nowadays?
Pagsusulat.
Wow!
Writer talaga si ma'am.
Number 5. The country you never want to go back to.
Wala akong maisip. Gusto kong puntahan lahat.
Ay, sama rin kami dyan. No? Okay, number 6. Dog or...
Kasi pleasant ang memories ko sa mga different countries na napuntahan ko.
Ay, wow. Okay, ma'am. Number 6, ma'am. Dog or cat?
Dog.
7. Moreno or mestizo?
Moreno.
Wow. Yung kulay ng Pinoy talaga. Number 8. Medyo personal po ito. Lights on or lights off?
Lights off.
Wow, okay. Gusto niya total darkness. Number 9. Inuman or kainan?
Ano?
Inuman po or kainan?
Inuman or
Kainan.
kainan?
Okay. And the Miss Universe question, tama ba ako, Ma'am
Yes.
Hana? Miss Universe question
Samahan ng
natin.
kaway-kaway.
Number 10. Lesson you've learned in life that changed you.
Lesson I've learned.
Yes.
Walang permanente.
tama.
Lahat may katapusan.
Yes.
Kasi yung recent experience ko, kasi nawala ko yung husband ko. Akala ko yung life namin would be forever. Kailangan pala ready ka sa lahat ng katapusan. Kasi may katapusan lahat.
Yes. Wala talagang forever, Ma'am Hedy. Diba?
Oo, walang forever.
Yes. Alright. Thank you, Ma'am Hedy,
Thank you.
for participating in our Fast Talk. Next naman po si Architect Robert Sack. Si Ma'am Ana naman po ang mag-fast talk sa inyo.
Architect Robert, are you ready po?
Okay, sige.
Alright. Ito po ang una kong tanong. One thing you really want but can't afford.
Yacht.
Yacht.
Yate.
Kaya niyong ma-afford yan, sir. And second question. Place you usually go when you have time off.
I would say still sa sa El Nido.
El Nido. Favorite place niyo yun.
Many times, but I still would say El Nido.
El Nido pa rin. Nice. Something you like to do the old-fashioned way. Makaluma na mas gusto niyo pa rin. Ayaw niyo ng
Napaisip ako doon.
parang instead of CAD, T-square, gano'n.
Well, still, yung magde-design na the old-fashioned way.
Apo.
Kasi sa ngayon is usually inuutos-utos ko na lang para magawa nila eh. Unlike before, kailangan gumamit ka ng lapis mo at saka T-square.
Opo. Alright. Okay, so ito kanina tinanong na rin ni Architect Elza. What takes too much of your time?
Trabaho talaga.
Trabaho pa rin. Karamihan yata ng arkitekto, trabaho no? And then, ito, a little cute question. Mestiza or morena?
Ano yan?
Mestiza or morena?
Ano?
Mestiza. Tisay?
Hindi maliwanag.
Ito, tisay or ano ba ang morena? Kayumanggi. Tisay or kayumanggi?
Kayumanggi.
Kayumanggi.
Kayumanggi ako.
Yes.
Ah.
Paborito mong amoy, sir? Paborito mong amoy?
Ayan.
Paborito mong amoy. Smell.
Paboritong amoy?
Opo.
Well, paboritong amoy is more of yung amoy ng ilang-ilang.
Ay, wow. Gusto ko rin yan.
Wow, bango nga.
Alright, so kwentuhan or kantahan?
Kwentuhan.
Kwentuhan. Kala ko pa naman kantahan.
Yun, hindi ako kumakanta.
Alright, bagay na meron sa bag mo na sa tingin mo wala sa bag ng iba. Meron ka sa bag mo na sa tingin, ayan.
What is the target?
Meron sa bag mo na sa tingin nyo wala po sa bag ng iba. Bag.
Teka, nasa bag ko, nasa tingin ko wala sa iba.
Opo.
Yung dala-dala ko lagi na kutsilyo.
Ay, mas scary naman. Ano po yun? Pang self-defense po ba o pambalat ng mangga?
Nakuha mo yung pambalat ng mangga yun. In fact, iyan ang problema ko pag nagbiyabiyaya ako, nakakalimutan.
Naka-confiscate sa airport.
Nakakalimutan ko tanggalin, pinapatanggal pagdating sa airport.
Yes.
Oh. Oo nga, no? And then, next question po, sir. Netflix or computer games?
Ano yan?
Netflix or computer games?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay. Eto, lights on or lights off?
Either way, kahit
Okay po, sir. If you are not an architect, what would you have been?
madali yan. I
Apo.
would probably a lawyer.
Lawyer? Wow, karamihan napansin ko lawyer ang sagot,
Kung
ano?
hindi lawyer, medicine,
Oo.
doctor. Ganun.
Mahirap pa rin.
Oo, mahirap.
Okay. Last question, sir. Our Miss Universe question. For you, what's the most important thing that's missing in this world right now?
Hindi ko naintindihan. Ano yun?
Okay, Miss Universe question po with Kaway-Kaway. Ano po sa tingin nyo ang pinaka-importante na kakulangan sa mundo ngayon?
Yeah, I think caring for others. You know?
Wow.
Para sa akin, those who have much in life must take care those who has less. At yan ang tingin ko parang pakunti na lang ng pakunti dahil papunta tayo doon sa very materialistic world.
Good answer po, sir. Ayan, nakapasa si sir.
Okay,
Thank you po for for being game sa ating questions.
And last but not the least, Sir Boy, ready ka na?
Sige. Tingnan natin.
Ayan, itatanong ko rin po sa iyo yung tinanong ni Ma'am Ana kay Architect Robert. If you are not an architect, what would you have been and why?
A priest.
Wow!
Ngayon ko lang narinig yan.
Nagulat ako dun.
Hindi. Kasi my life when I was in high school, up to my college days, I am an acolyte. Sakristan ako for almost 9 years.
Wow.
I think narinig.
My
Yeah.
mother is a very religious person. And up to now, every day we are doing our rosary.
Opo.
Because I always believe that when you put God in the center of yourself, nothing will go wrong. Lahat ng ginagawa mo should be based on what God wants us to be, to do, no? So,
Disqualified si sir, may explanation.
Kasi tinanong ko yung end why.
Oo nga pa namin end buhay.
Oh, sige, sir.
Sige, lusot.
Okay, next. Bagay na tamad kang gawin.
maglaba. Because
Ay,
ako yung namamlansya eh.
Oh.
okay. Ako, mas tamad ako magplancha.
Ako rin.
Ito ako namamlansya din.
Okay,
Mas
sige.
mahirap kaya
Sige,
yun.
Dali namin sa inyo. Okay, next. Are you a coffee drinker or hindi?
Uh,
Or
moderate.
Moderate.
Pero ano yung preferred niyong drink talaga?
Water.
Water.
Water. Okay, napakasimple talaga ni sir. Next, what takes up too much of your time?
Doing my work.
Work pa rin.
Work pa rin. Work talaga.
Napaka-workaholic nila.
Actually, lahat yata ng architects workaholic.
Oo. Alright, eto medyo cute na question. Morena or mestiza?
Morena.
Wow, kayo manggi.
Pare-para sila, no, ng taste.
Eto, paano ka magalit?
Really, it takes para bang sagad, kung talagang sagad ako magalit. Siguro over yung
Opo.
tolerance eh. But for me, siguro I have to explain also why I'm mad or angry. For the people, for a person to understand why I'm angry.
Mhm.
Hindi you will be just angry for just para lang without any valid reason.
Mhm.
Alright.
Okay. Next question. Kantahan or kwentuhan?
Kwentuhan na mo rin
Okay po. Next, lights on or lights off?
Lights off.
Lights off
My
din.
wife was always off.
Okay. Eto, tatanong ko rin to sa'yo, narinig nyo na to kanina. Bagay na meron sa loob ng bag mo na sa tingin mo wala sa bag ng iba. Ah!
Ang hirap.
Meron eh.
Yung unique.
Yung unique.
Opo.
Hindi ko
Wala kang chopping board, sir? Kasi
May kutsilyo sa sir.
Kasi sinabi mo bag eh.
Opo,
Siguro,
bag.
before, lalo nung presidente ako, ang laging meron sa akin when I travel is, meron ako laging plancha.
Ay, seryoso?
Oh!
Wow. Patindi ng patindi, ah.
Alam yan nila, architect Annalyn,
Opo.
architect mo ng Dos. Pag magkakasama kami, nung ako ay presidente, na ma-plancha talaga ako.
Siguro po kayo ang hiraman ng plancha, no? Pag nasa out of town.
Okay, talagang unique nga naman yun, sir. Kahit
Unique.
ako, hindi ako maglalagay nun.
Ako rin.
Okay, last Miss Universe question.
Yeah.
If you can have a superpower, what will it be and how are you going to use it to change the world?
Siguro, lahat ng tao, pagtingin ng lahat, yung equality in everyone. Sabi nga kanina, yung walang mahirap, walang mayaman.
Yes.
So, it's more of yung fairness sa lahat. Siguro kasi kahit pag Superman eh, I think
Parang Justice League yung
mahirap
gusto mo, sir.
But I think siguro ako ang ano ko lang is makita ko na tulad nga nun, tama si architect sa kung meron ka, bigyan mo.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, kung ano man yung servisyo mo, just like all of us, i-share namin. That is something ready to share with other people and mankind. Yun lang.
Ayun.
Ayan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Napakagandang
sir.
power. Thank you po to our
Madam.
3 special guests. this
Nawala po si
afternoon.
Architect Robert Sapp.
Ma'am Eddie,
Nawala yung
Mary,
Ah,
Hindi, nakabalik ako. Nawala ako eh.
kaya si
Alright, sir. So, meron pa po tayong isang final question para sa inyo pong tatlo.
Okay.
Sige, Architect Elda.
okay. Ma'am Hedy, ikaw na muna po ulit ang sumagot
Actually,
nito.
kahit one at a time, ano na sila? And kung
Dire-diretso
sino na
na.
pong gusto nyong mauna.
Last question na lang po. What is the best advice that you could give to future UAP leaders?
Ano yan?
What is the best advice that you could give to future UAP leaders?
Leaders?
Opo.
Bago ka tumakbo, siguraduhin mong preparado kang mag-serve. At pag ikaw ay nanalo, siguraduhin mo marami kang maiiwang magandang legacy sa organization. At habang ikaw ay nasa posisyon, siguraduhin mong nagkakaisa ang mga miyembro ng UAP.
Nice.
Wow, ang ganda ng sagot
Oh,
ni Ma'am.
diba?
Before, during, and after. Parang ganun yung dating ng sagot ni Ma'am.
And totoo yun, ano?
Oo, tama naman. Sino po? Si Sir Robert?
Siguro sa akin is I will just have to echo. Kanina ay emphasis ko yun eh. Let me echo yung expectations of others pagdating sa mga namumuno ng ating organization. We know that architects can do a lot sa ating community. We are the indispensable professions, I would say, among the 46 professions under PRC na very indispensable yung ating presence. And so our leaders, sa aking tingin, is that the leaders that will come after one another should find time to really search for things that we can participate in, influence. We should be influencer ng ating society and yung mga lugar na kung saan tayo nakatira. And so we should be able to provide that kind of leadership to our fellow architects. Role models tayo ng ating kapwa arkitekto. Na tayo ay isang profesyon na talagang talentado, pero hindi tarantado. Okay.
Tama, Sir.
So,
Talentado.
Yes.
talentado. I mean, because really others want to look up to us. Hindi lang sa mga namumuno ng ating organization, but others would like to look up to sa ating organization, being a 8-time recipient of the most outstanding professional organization of PRC, sa PRC.
Yes.
So, marami yung gustong talagang tingalain ang ating organization at ang ating profession, and therefore we should act deserving of that. Kikilos tayo na maipakita natin sa iba that we deserve to be looked up upon by others.
Wow.
Alright.
Ka-inspire.
Yes. Okay, last na, no? Si
Yes
Sir
po. Ayan na si
Boy.
Sir Boy.
Okay, qualification of president. Dalawang aspeto, leadership and management. It's very important. Pangalawa, you serve the members, professional organization with humility. Because you should be a servant leader. You are not on top of the mountain, but you are at the center of a circle that revolves around the membership. Masasabi ko rin, kagaya nga nila Architect Sam, I think, yung pagiging role model,
Sorry.
you will only be a role model if you have that integrity and credibility when you go out. And again, dapat nakita ko kay Architect, ating national president, usually charismatic, democratic, and of course, God-fearing
Yes.
and God-loving.
Yes.
If God is always with you, I think you will always be on the right way, the right path in leading the organization.
Yun. Very inspiring talaga. Parang yung sabi ko lang kanina, di ba, we are a praying organization. Narinig ko rin po yan sa isa nating mga past presidents. Totoo naman, na kapag we believe, we have faith, talagang hindi tayo madederail kasi siya mismo yung mag-guide sa atin. Alright, Ma'am Ana.
Yes, salamat po sa pagpapaunlak na ma-interview namin kayo sa Studio 53 at kahit nasa Zoom po kayo ay nakausap po namin kayo. Thank you so much po.
Thank you po.
Architect Robert Sack and Ma'am,
Thank you for spending time with us.
Architect Prosperidad C. Luis and Architect Medaliano T. Roldan. Thank you so much. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you po sa time.
Thank you.
Salamat po. Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary
Happy
po.
anniversary, happy birthday,
Yes po.
UAP.
Yes, sir. Thank you po again. Okay na.
Ako?
Baka naka-
Okay, yes, thank you. Nawala daw ang aking volume, hindi pala narinig. Salamat po ulit sa ating mga guests. Si Architect Prosperidad C. Luis, si Architect Medaliano T. Roldan, and Architect Robert S. Sack. Thank you so much. Hindi pala nila ako narinig kanina.
Oo.
Nakamute ako. So, salamat po sa pagpapaunlak. Yes.
Kailangan maano mo na yan.
Oo,
Ma-master mo na yan.
ma-master ko
Kasi
na to.
Office nyo to.
Salamat po. Salamat po ulit sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you sa inyo, ha?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ayan.
Karaos na.
Again, we would like to thank our
Bye.
sponsors.
Yes, thank you to...
Davis.
Salamat, Davis.
For this wonderful studio.
Yes.
Na magagamit niyong mabuti, ma'am.
Oo, tayo sa atin to sa UAP.
And Colleen for the LED TVs. And ano pa ba? Yung...
Asa na si Stoneworks
Stoneworks.
natin? Salamat,
Wala na yung
Stoneworks
kanya.
din.
Yes.
Nawala yung aking yung aking maliit na banner. Ayan, salamat.
And at this point, I would like to thank our national president kasi
Yes.
isang
Ayan, sige.
napakalaking karangalan na ma-experience ko to. Hindi pa lahat nakaka-experience ito, ha?
Oo.
Ikaw pa lang at saka ako
Ah,
yan.
tayo-
Di ba?
yeah,
Tayo
oo.
pa lang nakaka-experience. Natuwa ako kasi parang at home na ako. Yung alam ko eh.
Yan,
Masarap
mag-UAP
naman,
comms ka
diba?
na rin.
Alayo
And
eh.
actually, sobrang na-feel proud ako kanina dahil kasama natin si Ted Filon,
Yes,
di ba?
diba?
Actually, na-starstruck ako. Pero ayun, so nakakatuwa and parang nakaka-inspire din na nakasama natin siya. Siyempre, ang galing-galing ni Ted Filon. Napaka-amateur namin.
Ako, saka yung boses niya talagang. Boses
And
pa lang.
boses pa lang.
Yun, binabayaran na kasi yun eh. So, kailangan
Yun.
siguro ano pa tayo?
Practice nga tayo.
Modulate pa tayo.
Kanta ka na lang, ma'am. Actually, may trivia pala si Architect Dinky
Ayan na naman.
kay Ma'am Elda. So, hindi ko nakakalimutan yung trivia na yun na si Architect Elda po ang kumanta sa NatCon opening prayer
Yes.
nung si Architect Dinky po ang presidente
That was way
ng
back
UAP.
2006, ma'am.
Ayan, may
It
trivia
was-
tayo.
It was my first time to attend the national convention. So, I was really excited. Kasi, syempre, parang dun mo lang mapifeel na, wow, arkitekto na ako. Kasi, attend ako ng convention, di ba? At during that time, pinapakanta pa ako sa Manila Hotel.
Wow!
So, parang wow! Talagang wow na wow! Kaya nung night na yun, kung matatanong nyo si Architect Don, tense na tense na lang. Hindi ko alam kung may sakit ako, kung ano, pero yun nga. Pero
At
talagang
dahil dyan,
privilege.
sample.
Okay na yun. 2006, okay na yun.
Ayan. So,
Okay,
speaking of NatCon,
Yes.
ayan, kailan ang
Ibigay naman
deadline?
natin ng,
Deadline ng
March 31, ang deadline ng kanilang online registration. Again, the registration fee is 600 for those who registered last year and 900 for those who are newly magre-register pa lang. And for their Rankitect 2,
Yes.
ang deadline po ay hanggang mamaya lang, 11:59 p.m. Ayan. At starting tomorrow, ay at 12 midnight pala, mag-start na po yung virtual race period nila until April 10, 2021. So, itry nyo po na sumali. Meron silang mga prizes. Registration fee ba ito, ma'am?
Yes, registration
Yes.
fee.
For 3K, meron silang
700.
5K, 800, 10K, and 900.
Ayan, sali na kayo. Kung kayo ay nakasali nung Rankitech 1, dapat hindi nyo ma-miss itong Rankitech 2 dahil parang, ano yan collectibles yan Ang ganda ng jersey Nagkaroon nga ako ng jersey ng Rankitech 1.
Wow, ako hindi ako sumali.
Pero
Kasi-
hindi ako nakatakbo.
Kung tatanungin mo ako, ma'am, early or late? Late ako.
Early or
Ayaw ko
late.
gumising. Mas night owl din talaga.
Ayan. So again, thank you Davis for being our platinum sponsor dito sa Studio 53. Salamat at nagkaroon ng realisasyon ng ating Studio 53. And syempre, lahat ito ay sa effort din ni NP Renato Heray. Grabe. Grabe yung sacrifice niya and grabe rin yung efforts niya. No? Hindi ko akalain na in a matter of week,
Mairaos natin, no?
maitatayo ito
Yes.
ng ganito.
Very good.
Yes.
On set lahat to ni NP. Magpaparaffle na ba tayo?
Hindi pa. Mamaya-maya. Meron muna tayong isa pang announcement. Ang
Okay.
PDC webinar. Bukas na po at 3 to 6 p.m. Another real talk from the notable architects is being offered by the PDC entitled The Conglomeration of Best Practices Architects in the Global Arena. And this is not the usual talk about living or conquering or being successful in the foreign land. This is about giving back and paying it forward. Nako, very interesting to na marinig ang kanilang mga stories na alam ko naman na makapagbigay lalo sa atin ng inspirasyon with regards to their experiences as global architects. Ayan po. And again, thank you to Davis, our Studio 53 sponsor. And of course, ayan, may video ba tayo ni Davis Paints dyan?
Color affects people in many different ways. Knowing the basics of color psychology comes handy in choosing paint colors to use in your own space. Starting off with warm colors. Study said that warm colors can significantly increase your heart rate, leading you to be more physically active and productive. Red raises the energy levels in a room. It stirs up excitement, conversation, and even your appetite. Perfect for dining area, kitchen, and accent to living rooms. Orange conveys playful energy. Keep the vibe fun and bright in your kids' playroom by painting it with bright orange palette. Yellow encourages optimism, cheerfulness, and vitality. So the next time you're in need of a mood boost, hang out in a yellow painted room. Cool colors have the opposite effect. It lowers your blood pressure and leaves you calm and relaxed. Blue is the color of relaxation, making it ideal for your bedroom or spaces where you spend time to recharge and relieve stress. Green is often associated with health and nature. It is a popular choice for offices and workspace because it is believed to be the color of wealth and prosperity. It is well suited in any room of the house as it transcends a sense of calmness. Purple invokes a feeling of royalty and creativity. It is often described as a regal color that adds depth to a space, perfect to be used as accent walls on bedrooms and living room. If you want more ideas on how to choose color affects people in many different ways. Knowing the basics of color psychology comes handy in choosing paint colors.
Salamat ulit sa inyo. At ito na ang hinihintay nating lahat. Pa-raffle na tayo. Dun sa mga nanood sa atin at nag-share ng ating videos simula nung Monday hanggang nung Huwebes. Ayan. At nag-comment ng kanilang chapters. Qualified. Nakuha po namin ang inyong mga pangalan. Don't worry. At kasama po kayo ngayon dito sa raffle draw. At meron po tayong ipaparaffle ngayon. Paano ba natin papakita sa kanila?
Ano ba itong mga
Limang Colin Desk Fun. Ayan. Yee! Yan po ang inyong
16-inch.
Yes.
Colored.
Colored.
Syempre.
Yes, colored. 16-inch colored. Hanggang doon na lang po.
Yes.
Colored. Alright. So, paraffle na tayo. Sino ang ating mga winners? 5 winners ang ating hinahanap para sa Colleen colored.
Ayan na. Alright, makikita niyo po dyan ang inyong mga names and chapters.
Wow, nangunguna si Geraldine Garcia. Sino kaya ang mauna sa finish line?
KSA East.
Oops, humahabol si Beth Regala. Humahabol si Dante Aguirre.
Ang cute nila.
Humahabol si...
Oh!
Oops! Ayun!
Ka-chapter mo pa!
Wow, ka-chapter ko! Congrats, Nicolay Liwanag of Barasuing Chapter.
Meron ka ng
Naunahan
brand
niya
new.
si Architect Geraldine.
Brand new desk fan, 16-inch.
Colored. Next, our next winner.
Ayan, kumakwak-kwak pa pala sila talaga.
Ayan. Wow, sinong nauuna dyan?
Si Francis Noel. Nako.
si Francis Noel. Humahabol si...
Ayan,
sino tong
Kagsawa.
taga-Kagsawa? Aba!
Ups,
Ops,
Ayan
ops,
na,
ops!
ayan na,
Ops,
ayan na,
ops!
ops, ops.
Oh!
Alright.
Ana B. Capuno of UAP Kagsawa. Daraga Kagsawa Chapter. Next. Uy, ang bilis ng UAP Clark. Ops, naunahan siya ni Sinukwan. Go, 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 UAP Clark! Go, go!
I-cheer nila yung ano nila.
I-cheer niya na dali.
Bibe nyo. Pinakain niya ba yung mga bibi nyo?
Humahabol si UAP Sergeant. Nako,
Ayan
si
na.
Claire Joy.
Oops! Oh!
Oh!
Hey, ka-chapter ko. Actually, ma'am, kasama ko siya sa Orcom.
Wow, congratulations
Siya ang
from
graphic
UAP.
artist natin yan. Siya lahat nag-conceptualize ng ating mga...
Wow, congrats.
Oo.
Again, thank you, Collins.
Maswerte talaga
So, pang
si
ilan na to?
Joey.
Baka lumagpas
Pang-tatlo
tayo.
na
Wala
yun.
tayong pang-abono, ha?
Tatlo na yun, ma'am.
Okay, sinong nangunguna? Si Alex Peña. Go, Alex Peña!
Hindi, chapter.
Si Glenn Romero of Laguna Chapter. Go, go, go! Humahabol. Oh!
Lucia.
Suwarnaba. Ayan, ang ating fourth winner.
Last.
Bigla silang bumabagal eh. No? Akala mo winner ka na.
Ayan, dapat
Alright, so
masipag
ang
ako
ating
magbibigay.
panglimang winner.
Baka Cavite Aguinaldo Central naman to. No?
Uy, humahabol yung UAP Baraswing, no?
Ah.
Uy! Uy! Uy!
Wala na.
Oh! Ah! Ayan! Wow! Architect Roger Santos of UAP Barasuing. Congratulations po sa inyong lahat.
Wala pong daya yan, ha? Baka
Oo.
sabihin, dalawa galing sa chapter mo, ma'am.
Oo
Isa sa
nga
chapter
pala,
ko.
no?
Pero computerized po
Computerized
yan.
po
Wala
yan.
po kami kinalaman dyan.
Alright, congratulations po sa 5 nanalo ng Colleen 16-inch desk fan. Salamat at salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay sa KYP Live sa isang linggo nating episodes at sana ay marami kayong natutunan dahil kami ay marami ring natutunan lalo na sa history ng ating organisasyon at sa history rin nitong ating UAP headquarters. And yun nga, salamat ulit sa Davis sa pagtulong nila sa atin upang mabuo at maisakatuparan natin itong Studio 53. Salamat din po sa effort ni NP rin na Heray. Salamat po, President Heray. Ayan.
Yes,
And
thank
thank
you,
you, of course, Architect Elda.
Yes.
Yeah, siya po ang ating committee chair ngayong UAP 46th National Convention, 46th founding anniversary.
And I would like to take this opportunity
Excited sa NatCon siguro.
also, Hannah, to thank my organizing committee.
Yes.
Kasi hindi
Go ahead,
ko
ma'am.
kaya itong lahat mag-isa.
Yes.
No? Siyempre, ang aking deputy chair, si Architect Epitasio Dondon Olegario Jr., inuuna ko na. Ang aking driver / personal assistant.
Wow.
Siya lahat.
Yes.
Basta kasama ko.
Witness to that.
Yes. And then, yung mga naiwan sa Cavite na dapat sana nandito,
Oo.
si Claire Joy, unahin ko na, si Claire Joy Garcia, our graphic artist, image developer, siya lahat yung ating mga videos and yung mga logo, etc. Yung theme, yung basta ganun. Yun na yun, hindi ko na ma-elaborate eh. Alright, si Shervin Pehi, na supposedly ay ating floor manager. Meron dapat talaga ako, ma'am, sa program natin na floor manager.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because of GCQ, they were not able to come with us
Mhm.
here in
Alright.
HQ. And meron kaming members na mag-asawa, si Paula Gabriel Trinidad, and si Paula Gabriel Trinidad Para, and si Gabriel Para. Pareho silang Gab, kaya Gab-Gab ang
Gab-Gab.
tawag ko. Thank you, Gab-Gab, for all your help in organizing this event. And last but not the least is Architect Arsol Arcilia, our UAP Cavite Chapter President. Na, yun, part din siya ng Orcom. Thank you guys. Without you, we won't
Yes,
be
thank
able
you
to
sa
pull this
Orcom ng...
event through na
Yes.
ganito.
Salamat. At
Yes.
syempre, shout out na rin ako sa sa ating UAP Comms na since Monday, kasama natin dito sa week-long episode, sina Architect Van Pineda, Architect Pacoy Anyag, Architect JP Espino, and Architect Jose Tan. At syempre, ang ating mga naging guest host, sina Architect Roger Aguilar, Architect Shang Alquiza, si Architect Jake Lazo. Sino pa ba, ma'am?
Si Jehan.
Architect Jehan. Ay, baka magalit sa akin. Si Ma'am Jehan. Si Architect Jehan D.
Yes.
And of course, si Architect Elda is
Ay,
part
yes.
of the guest host na rin. And, yes po.
Yes, and of course, Mr. Ted Filon. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Ted Filon, salamat po sa inyo. At if any one of you guys want to become part of KYP Live as our guest host, simply send us an email at uapcoms@gmail.com or simply message us dito po sa Facebook UAP Keeping You Posted Facebook page. Ayan, so
Yes.
this is
Guys,
it.
mag-join po kayo. Masarap po
Yes.
maging co-host. Lalo na kung magagamit nyo na
Lalo na kung dito kayo sa Studio 53.
Ramdam. Ako nga, yung umuwi. Okay na.
Feel natin no. And kanina
Yes.
dito nakaupo si Ted Filon.
Yes,
O, di ba?
oo, diba?
Ayan, so excited kami.
Ang ganda
Hindi
nito.
halata, architect.
Sobrang ganda nitong setup nitong studio talaga.
Yes.
Nakaka-encourage siya.
Iba talaga pag pag live, pag
Oo.
face-to-face, hindi ka
Oo.
mo kapag Zoom, parang medyo behave tayo. Parang dito, ibang
Mas-
feeling.
Mas light yung
Mas feel
feeling
natin.
kasi, oo.
So kaya ayan, sa ating mga viewers there, sa mga chapters nyo, baka meron sa chapters nyo, invite natin lahat ng chapter presidents and secretaries to inform your chapter members na merong pwede silang mag-host dito sa KYP Live. Just let us know their intent at welcome po kayo dito at ma-experience nyo naman ang ating Studio 53. Ayan, salamat ulit Architect
Yes, thank you,
Elda.
Vivian.
It's my pleasure to be actually, ang sarap mong kasama, very
Yes.
light, ang gaan-gaan at ang galing-galing pa ng ating chairman dito. Yes, thank you so much. Ayan, so wrap up na po tayo ng ating week-long celebration. Pero this is for the KYP Live lang ha. Not yet for the 46th anniversary.
Yes.
Dahil ano po yung abangan nila tonight?
Meron pa tayong awards night ng Bayanihang Arkitektura
Yes.
led by Architect Juanito C. ng chairman ng Bayanihang Arkitektura. That will be until 9 p.m. and we'll have somehow same-day edit video presentation of all
Ayun.
the celebration activities that we have done this past week.
Ayan.
So, yun, pwede pa nilang abangan yun hanggang mga 9:30 siguro.
So with that, we want to thank you all for following or watching our past episodes and especially this one. Salamat po and happy anniversary po sa inyong lahat. This has been Architect Ana Gonzalez and together with Architect
Elda Magna.
yeah, we wish you all happy 46th anniversary. Yeah, UAP founding anniversary. Don't forget to register po sa NatCon at sa Rankitect.
Yes.
Yes. Good night. Ay, hindi pa pala good night.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Reinvent every living space to suit any personality with wall art, luxury designer finish by Davis Paints. Transform your spaces with elegant, realistic-looking granite finish with Davis Wall Art Granite Tex. Experience timeless elegance and excellent durability with Davis Wall Art FiberTex. Bring out the smooth and modern effect of polished concrete in your spaces with Davis Wall Art Industria. Transform any blank surface into a majestic masterpiece using Davis Wall Art Maestro. Jazz up your walls with the elegance and subtle tonal effect inspired by the Moa watered silk fabric using Davis Wall Art Sheepskin. Give your space a timeless look with Davis Wall Art Dolce Vita. Add an oriental vibe to your designs by creating a faux Wenge wood effect on any type of surface using Davis Wall Art Classico. Bathe your walls with elegant and luxurious finish using Davis Wall Art Lune. Inspire creativity and embrace a sophisticated look in your spaces using Davis Wall Art Metal. Bring the magnificent texture of the great deserts and grand stone structures into your walls using Davis Wall Art Textura. Whatever preference you may have when it comes to aesthetics or style sensibility, Davis Wall Art has got you covered. It's time to reinvigorate those walls and uncover new personality in your living spaces with Wall Art, luxury design finish by Davis Paints. For more information, visit www.davispaints.com.ph.